and welcome to the Huntsman World Senior Games Active Life. My name is Kyle Case, and I'll be your host on this amazing journey as we attempt to help you get the most out of your life. Joining me in the studio today is my co-pilot, Jeff Harding. Jeff, how are you today?
I am great, Kyle. I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for asking.
Hey, you know, it's only fair. You do ask me.
So turnabout.
Well,
is fair play.
It is fair, yes.
So, Jeff, here we are at the end of February.
Can you believe it?
It's crazy. It's crazy. And, of course, that can only mean one thing.
That means March is around the corner.
It means March is almost here. But actually, okay, so it can only mean two things.
Okay.
The first one is that March is almost here.
Okay.
The second one is that we're in that late winter, early spring, weird weather.
The weather, Mother Nature just doesn't know what to do.
Well, it's true. It's true. So if you looked out the studio right now, it's a beautiful day in St. George, Utah.
It is sunny. It wasn't this morning when I came to work.
Well, it was a little overcast this morning, but right now it's fantastic.
It's beautiful out there.
And on Monday,
it snowed.
Yeah, we had snow here in St. George, which is very rare. But it happened.
It does.
It happened. We were contemplating a snow day when we had our half inch to inch snow for the school kids.
We don't want to take any chances.
It's true. It's true. You know, of course, we didn't have a snow day, but it's just crazy. And of course, back east right now, it's freezing cold. Niagara Falls is almost frozen over. You've probably seen pictures.
Well, I have. And,
yeah.
You know, it's amazing how Mom Nature just likes to throw curves at us.
That's right. So it's hard to know what's coming up. The other thing that happens this time of year is the annual late winter, early spring cold.
That's true.
The head cold that comes, right?
The one that you're suffering with.
Well, so yes, I have been for the last week or so been trying to get rid of this, and I feel like it's on its way out.
Well, you know, my office is right next to yours.
So you hear some sniffling and some...
But it's getting better.
Yeah,
yes.
well...
Either that or I'm tuning it out. I don't know.
Well, it is getting a little bit better, but I hope that it's... I hope you're tuning some of it out as well. And, you know, the problem with my spring colds is that it's always compounded with spring allergies. So it's hard to tell where one started and one stopped, you know?
Yes. We've worked together about 8 years now.
It can be a miserable
It's an annual occurrence.
Yes. Well, did you know, Jeff, that the average American has 3 colds a year? Did you know that?
I think I'm better than average.
Oh yeah, so I was going to ask you if you'd hit your quota, but you haven't.
Not yet. Yeah. But it's only February.
Well, it's only February. Well, I'm well into my quota. I'm well into it.
I was going to say I had 3 in December of last year alone.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Depending on when your fiscal year starts, I could be well.
Well, let's say from January to January, on average, an American has 3 colds, and once the virus takes over and enters your system, there's really not a lot that you can do. You know, advertising will tell you otherwise. People say vitamin C and all that stuff, but it really just has to run its course once it's entered. But is there anything you can do to keep it from happening in the first place? That's the question.
You could wear a mask.
I think that might help.
Time. Keep your hands in water so they're always clean.
Yes, and pruned.
And pruned, yes, wrinkled. Germs can't live on wrinkled fingers.
That is true. That is true. Oh, I don't know if that's true.
I know that was making that up, Kyle. Don't tell everybody that's
you just made that up.
Yes, on the spot.
So there actually are some things that we can do.
Well,
to help boost our immune system. I'm going to talk about 5 things we can do to make our immune system stronger, which hopefully will head off the head cold.
Okay.
Did you see how I did that?
That was great. That was smooth. You should be in radio.
I should be. Okay, thing number 1. We've talked about this a lot, actually, in our recent weeks, and that is to get sleep. Get some quality sleep.
Yes, and I love to sleep.
And I do too. But sometimes it's easier said than done with hectic life and everything that goes on. But the fact is that inadequate sleep makes a dent in your immune system. It makes it harder for you to fight off the common cold. No one knows exactly why sleep deprivation works on your immunity, but we know that it does. And if we get a good night's sleep and consistent sleep, it can really help fight off the common cold. Number 2, load up on plant food.
Like
fruits, vegetables, whole grains.
Okay, I'm thinking like the stuff I give my plants to make them grow in the garden.
No.
Okay.
No, the stuff in the garden that you eat.
Oh, which also is made up of the stuff I put on it.
It's the circle of life, right? It's the circle of life. Right. The lion eats the gazelle. You know how it is, right? Anyway, fruits, vegetables, and whole grains are packed with high quantities of antioxidants. and that is critical for cell repair, and it gives your immune system a lift.
So I'm 2 for 2 because I like vegetables and fruit.
Well, then you're doing just well, and you like to sleep.
Well, they'll say 2 for 2. The one is the sleep, and the second would be the.
So you're doing well.
Right.
You're doing well. Number 3. Let's see if you can do a clean sweep on this one. Eat more mushrooms.
No.
No?
Fungus and I just don't get along.
Well, shiitake mushrooms. Thank you. They have always had a special place in ancient Chinese medicine, and they actually enhance cell lines, and they're involved in fighting infections. So eating more shiitake mushrooms can help you fend off the common cold before it starts.
So what you're saying is the cold virus doesn't like mushrooms either.
You must have at least one thing in common with the cold virus. So you can, of course, make these a regular part of your diet, Jeff, if you want to, by tossing them into your salads or stir fries.
Or I'm 2 out of 3.
Or you're 2 out of 3. Number 4, cut stress. We've talked about this a lot on the show as well, but cutting stress is important. Just like sleep deprivation, long-term stress releases a cascade of stress hormones into your system, and that ultimately lowers your ability to produce white blood cells, and that makes it harder to fight off a cold.
So that means that it's okay for me to put my feet up on my desk and play soft music during the day just to get rid of the stress.
During the lunch hour.
During lunch hour.
Yeah.
Okay.
The last one, stay hydrated. So hot soup, water, steamy liquids, they help loosen up mucus, make your sore throat feel better, and even room temperature liquid can work. But even if you, just any kind of liquid is good to stay hydrated.
Right.
Obviously, there's better drinks than others.
Sodas are not so good for.
Sodas are not that well received, but yeah, water. Just stay hydrated.
Well, and alcohol will actually dehydrate you. So
yeah, so you're right. Don't do that one either. If you're trying to stay hydrated.
Right.
If
you have other goals, then
so there you go. 5 ways to stop a cold before it starts.
I can do 4 out of the 5.
Well, and if you wanted to, because you can do hard things, you could try the mushrooms.
I've tried mushrooms.
You still just don't like.
Well, if it's on a pizza with everything,
and the everything covers it,
then the mushrooms, then I can probably do it.
Well, so 4 out of 5 is not that bad.
That's true.
So that's, again, just another way to stay healthy and to live the active life. And speaking of the active life, we have in studio with us one of our wonderful athletes. Eva Fry is joining us, a local resident of St. George, Utah, and a Huntsman World Senior Games athlete. How are you today, Eva?
I'm just great. Thank you, Jeff. No, Jeff.
That's Kyle. Kyle's the young, good-looking one.
You look alike. Not really.
Like brothers.
I'll take that as a compliment. Eva is a 2-sport athlete at the Huntsman World Senior Games. She's participated in race walking and most recently has picked up softball. And we're just very excited to have you with us today, Eva. So thanks for taking time out of your busy schedule to be with us. And let's get to know you a little bit better. Tell us, have you always been kind of involved in sports, or is this something that you picked up later on?
No, most of my life I've ran. My daughter, I always walked, and my daughter ran when she was a teenager, and she used to chase me. We got a habit of running, and so I did the 5K too in the Huntsman. I got a gold.
Oh, so you were a 3-sport athlete. Well, that is fantastic. And so, you've participated in the 5K race in the Huntsman World Senior Games.
Yes.
Before you turned 50, did you compete in races as well?
I did.
Oh, okay. So have you ran marathons, or what's the distance that you know?
I'm not a long distance runner.
Okay. More
5K
the shorter
is about
things.
it. I tried
5K.
a 10K once and almost died.
It is a long ways to run.
Oh, it is. It's a good thing you stopped running them, because we'd be talking to ourselves right now if you hadn't.
That's right.
Well, that's excellent. So you've been a runner. You picked up race walking. Let's talk just a little bit about race walking. How did you get into that? Because race walking is kind of there's a very specific style that is actual race walking. So talk a little bit about how you got into that.
Well, this last year I was going to do 5K, but I went to softball and they conflicted. So I thought, what can I do? So I went into the power walk, yeah.
Okay.
And I thought, because I've always walked really fast. Right. I'll do it. So I did it, and I got a gold in the 5K, a gold in the 1,500 meter and a bronze in the 3,000. It's like, whoa, this is really good.
Eva, that is fantastic.
So it was the power walking, not the race walking, that you got the medals in?
Not the race walking, the power walking. Okay. That's like just walking fast.
So that's good to clarify. So just for our listeners, Jeff, what's the difference between power walking and race walking?
It's straight knees as your legs pass under your torso. In race walking, your knees need to be straight. Mm-hmm. In power walking, they don't need to be straight, but in both of them, you can't have both your feet off the ground at the same time.
Right.
That becomes running, not walking. So
yeah. So that's excellent. So you decided you'd try out power walking, and not only did you just try it out, but you really excelled.
It was quite a shock. When I did my 5K 2 years ago, I've always run, so I thought, well, what the heck, I'll just run in the Huntsman, just the same as I do every day. And so I got my daughter to go pick up the little card to see what my time was. She said, Mom, you won a gold. I did.
Wow.
It's been very fun.
Well, that is just amazing. We have a fairly competitive 5K race, so congratulations.
Thank you.
To be able to step into a gold medal is really an accomplishment.
Yeah, when I tried it, I did run in the 5K a few years ago.
Right, I remember.
And I did come in 4th out of 6.
Oh, did you? Fourth is like the worst place ever, isn't it?
Well, I had a goal, I met my goal.
Okay.
My goal was to finish under a 10-minute mile.
So you weren't going for the medals; you were going for the personal.
I had no delusions.
Yeah, but you got 4th. You were almost there,
and I did qualify for nationals.
Yeah, you were just one place out of the medal, so that's fantastic.
1 place, but 2 minutes.
Oh, you don't have to share those details.
Okay, I was only 1 place out of the medal.
Good for you. Well, being 75, which I am right now, is kind of a neat thing because there's a lot of people that don't run and don't walk in my age group. So sometimes I've been in races a long time ago when I was the only one in the race and I got a gold.
Well, but at least you were the only one there. Yeah, at least you were the one who was there, who showed up. So that's wonderful. The other thing that's great about aging up in the Huntsman World Senior Games is that you are now the youngest one in your age group.
In my age group, 75 to 79, that's right.
Yeah, so you just barely finished the age group where you were the oldest one, and now it's like you get to start right over.
You're a baby again.
I'm a baby. Like my kids are in their 50s, early 50s. I try to get them to come and join. I think they will this year, but it's like, I don't want to do that. I'm not that old. I said, you're a baby senior. You're just fine.
Right. That's right. We want people to understand that the Huntsman World Senior Games starts at age 50.
Yes.
And it's just a designation for athletes to measure when they can compete in a senior event. So
we had to name it something.
That's right. That's right.
It's wonderful.
So your kids, are they also runners? Is that probably what they will do?
Yeah. My son did a half Ironman, just a little bit.
Oh, he did? Wow.
Yeah,
good for him.
In Miami. And my daughter's won the marathon here, or run in the marathon here, did very well. And she was second place in the 10K up in Salt Lake when she was younger. So, yeah, they're all pretty active.
Yeah, well, it sounds like you've got quite a running family going.
Yeah. We've got 3, and they're all runners.
Great. Very, very good. And all of them are over 50 now and eligible.
Yeah, they're baby 50s.
Yeah. Well, I hope that you're able to convince them to come and be a part of the games. We'd love to have them.
I'm pretty sure. And my husband, can I just quickly say, my husband will be 75 on Monday. Oh, not 75, 77 on Monday. And he plays ball 3 times, on
3 teams?
Yeah. And he plays ice hockey in Las Vegas.
Oh, he does? Wow.
At 77.
Well, happy birthday to your husband.
I'll tell him.
And that's amazing. What a great example.
Thank you.
So now we know that you've run a lot, but there's also the other sport that involves a little bit of running, but some other stuff. So how in the world did you get involved in softball after running and walking?
Well, my husband, I talked him into entering, and he won the gold medal. The Blue Diamonds 74 plus won the gold last year. And he said, oh, you should do this. Really? I've never played baseball. He said, I'll train you.
And so he did.
So he talked me into it, and I got involved with the team, the Colorado Peaches. They're 75 plus. Some of them are 80 years old.
Wow.
Amazing ball players. And, I mean, I was scared to death. I stood in the field and said, please, ball, don't come near me. So they made me back catcher.
So you kind of took a page out of the Peanuts comic strip, Lucy, she never wanted the ball to come to her, and when it did, she was never able to catch it, and it was such a frustration to Charlie Brown. But you were just hoping that it wouldn't come to you.
Yeah, I was afraid it would hit me.
It's ironic. That's the same image I had as Lucy standing in the field in the comic strip. No, don't come here, ball.
I know.
Well, if you're just joining us, you're listening to the Huntsman World Senior Games Active Life, and we're visiting with Eva Fry, who is a Huntsman World Senior Games 3-sport athlete. She's participated in the road races, in the power walking, and again, most recently in softball. So tell us a little bit how you got connected with the Colorado Peaches. You're from St. George. How did you get connected with this team out of Colorado?
We watched them play last year, and they totally amazed me, and that was when my husband talked me into it. So they took my name down, and they said, we really need someone with legs. And they knew that I was in running.
And they knew
you have legs. I can see them right there.
They knew you could run. So
they let me, but they were so fun. Some of those ladies are over 80 years old, and it's exciting. I want to just say this, that when you're older and you're doing athletics, it's very exciting to still be able to do it. And those ladies are so enthusiastic. They're like teenagers when you see them all together. We went to a restaurant after the game, and we got told to keep the noise down because they were being too loud.
I can somehow see that with our softball players.
Somehow I can see that too. So you're just you've talked your husband into competing in the games. He's signed up. He's played on a team. You're out there at the ballpark. You're watching your husband on another field. You're watching this great group of senior ladies who are participating. You're kind of drawn to them because of their energy level.
Yes.
Did you approach them and say, I want to play on your team? Or how did that happen exactly?
I think my husband approached
your husband did.
So your husband was attracted to the ladies?
Yeah, those old gals.
So anyway, you got connected.
Yeah.
And so did you own equipment, or did you have to go out and buy some, or did you just borrow some?
No, I had a mitt.
You had a ball.
And they had the baseballs and the bats.
Right. So all you needed was the mitt, and you were ready to go.
The mitt and the legs.
Yeah. And the legs. Don't forget the legs.
And I got pretty good at catching. My husband was a good teacher. I just was afraid of the ball from when it came from so far away out in the field.
So just out of curiosity, how often did you and your husband practice, or was it just kind of in the backyard, or what did you do to get ready to play softball?
Oh, every day that he could talk me into it. We did it often. We'd do it out in front of our, we'd go down to the ball fields. The ball fields in St. George are fantastic.
They're beautiful.
Often we could go, there's no one there but us. So yeah, he would get me hitting and catching and running. And
so he put you through the paces.
Yeah, he did.
Well, that's fantastic.
He was hoping I'd be a star.
Well, you are, Eva. You are a star.
Now I'm seeing a league of their own.
Yeah, that's right.
That's exactly true.
There's no crying in baseball, right? That's my favorite line.
Well, the funny part is that, we didn't win any games, the Colorado Peaches, but they gave us a bronze medal anyway. I think they were just making us feel really proud that we were still active.
Or maybe there were only 3 teams in your division, and so by default you got the bronze.
That could have been the case as well.
But it was very much fun.
Well, it looks like you had a ball.
Yeah.
I can see on your face that it was a fun time for you.
It was.
So, do you plan on continuing to play with these ladies, or what does the future hold for your softball career?
It depends on my husband. I don't know. They'll be approaching me. I still have to make that decision.
Okay.
But I'll definitely be in some of the events, and it might be softball too.
Yeah.
Well, let's shift gears just a little bit, Eva.
Okay.
You're staying active. What would you say to somebody out there that's over 50, something like that? That's not sure if they want to be active, they're not having the quality of life. What would you say to them to get them motivated to get out and become active?
I think that you have to be dedicated to want to be healthy and to be able to enjoy life. It's got to become a habit to keep moving. To have an active lifestyle, you have to make that choice. If you do, you can do more with your life. You're happier, you feel better, and you amaze yourself if you're really active because you do things you didn't think you could do. When I was young, I thought, 75, that's really old. I'll never be able to do anything. All the things I'm able to do at 75 is because I've kept up the things that I do actively and cared, like you were talking, eating properly and just having a good attitude and keeping busy and active in all kinds of areas. It helps you age well and be happy when you're older.
And getting rest.
And the rest, yes.
Sleeping.
We need to rest.
Sleeping. That is so important.
That's right.
You see the little kids who fight the naps? You just want to shake him. What's wrong with you, child? You'll want these when you get older.
I would love to take a nap right now.
Yes, you're right.
Well, Eva, that is great advice and so true. And we see it so often in the Huntsman World Senior Games among our athletes. So many people are able to do so much more than they ever thought possible. You know, we were just talking in the office the other day about that song "When I'm 64."
Paul McCartney.
Yeah, that Paul McCartney wrote, and I guess he wrote it when he was just a teenager, 16 years old, just a kid himself. And I'm sure at that moment he thought, I will never ever be 64, but it catches up, doesn't it?
Absolutely. All of you will be 64 one day.
It catches
and 75.
Well, some of us before others.
You know, let me just quickly say this. There was a man in Huntsman that ran the 10K, was 97.
Yeah.
And it was just amazing. He came in last, of course, but he finished, and they interviewed him, and he said, I'm so glad to be here. I'm so glad to be anywhere.
That's true.
And
a great line, right?
What
at 97.
Inspiration.
Yeah, very, very good. Well, we do see it so often, and it's so it's such a great example for me personally, and I know for us as a staff. We talk about it all the time when we see people who have made this commitment that you talked about, a commitment to an active and a healthy life, and you just see such joy of people being able to get out there and just really, like you said, enjoy life.
Happy people.
Yeah, it's wonderful. So you've been participating in the games for how many years?
3.
So the 3
Next year
years.
will be 4.
Okay. So you're just kind of like trying new sports every year and seeing what works best.
I saw some ladies that were almost 80 doing the high jump, and I thought, I wonder if I could do that.
Hey, there you go. Now, there's your new sport.
There's swimming too.
There's swimming. There's of course there's all kinds of opportunities.
I know. And my family is good at golfing, so not me, but I'll get them in the golfing.
Yeah.
There's every sport. And there's like 10,000 people and people from all over the world. You meet so many amazing people at Huntsman. It's fabulous. And then their opening exercises, fabulous. You think you're at the Olympics. They're really wonderful.
So I was going to ask you if you had a favorite memory, just briefly. We're running short on time, but if you had a favorite memory of your 3 years as an athlete in the games, what might it be?
I think getting the gold in the 5 when I never expected it.
Yeah. Well, that was your first year as an athlete.
Yes.
And, you kind of signed up on a whim a little bit, and you showed up and you ran your race and felt, well, good, I ran a race, and all of a sudden to find out you won the gold medal. What a great memory.
The best part is my family thinks I'm an athlete.
Well, Eva, you are definitely an athlete. And you mentioned the opening ceremonies as well.
Yes.
One of the, the signature events of the Huntsman World Senior Games, and it really is an amazing and wonderful event all around. And so it's just fun to be a part of it.
I know.
And thank you for being a part of it, Eva.
Thank you for inviting me. Thank you to Huntsman for what you do for all of us old folks. We love you.
Well, thank you. We appreciate that, and we don't take it for granted. We love what we do as well, and it is a great event, so thank you. That's about all the time that we have, but Eva, really, we appreciate you taking time out of your schedule to be with us.
Thank you very much, Kyle and Jeff.
Yeah. So, Jeff, it is truly almost here.
It is.
Yeah. March 1st is when we open online registration.
Sunday.
So it is Sunday. So if you have been waiting, and I know that there are a lot of people out there who have been waiting, your wait is almost over.
Based on the phone calls we get at the office.
Yes, yes. So for information on any of our 27 different sports that we offer, you can visit our website, and that address is www.seniorgames.net. And this Sunday at 12:01 a.m.,
so the very first minute of the day on Sunday.
That's right. We're going to open up registration on the internet. So again, seniorgames.net. You can register right there online. We do anticipate things that things will move pretty quickly on some of our sports.
Yes, if past history is any indication.
Yeah, so we're anticipating that for bowling as well as pickleball, registrations will go fast. In fact, last year we had to close pickleball because we had reached our participation cap after only 3 weeks, 22 days, and we had to close down pickleball.
That's right.
So don't delay. And bowling was not that far behind.
That's
so
true.
Two sports that really register very quickly. So again, seniorgames.net. March 1st is when it opens. And don't forget to tune in next Thursday, where we'll continue to explore the active life on AM 1450 and FM 93.1. For those who are listening live and for those of you outside the area, you can listen to this and any previous episode, again, right from our website at www.seniorgames.net. Now, if you're not that comfortable with the internet, and there are people that don't love to surf the internet, we do have paper registration forms. So all you need to do is call our office, and the phone number there is 1-800-562-1268, and we can mail you out a paper form right away, and then you can still register for the game.
Right.
So it's available to everybody of all skill levels, and the only criteria is you have to be over 50.
Right.
So I've got a joke to close out the day.
I can't wait.
And it's a baseball joke. So coming home from his Little League game, Billy swings open the front door. He's very excited, unable to attend his game. His father immediately wants to know what happened. He said, so Billy, how'd you do, son? And Billy says, you'll never believe it. I was responsible for the winning run. And Dad says, really? How did you do that? Well, I was playing in the outfield and they hit the ball to me and I dropped it.
Yes.
Until next Thursday, stay active.
Goodbye, everybody.